Hello, Emily.
Yeah,
How are
hi.
you?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Good to see
Yeah.
you. So, I know there's been some changes going on in your home. Would you like to
Yeah.
tell me about it?
The biggest one is recently we have had a visitor staying with us in my house, and I'm an only child, and I've been fortunate to have my own bathroom and things like that. I haven't had to share in quite some time, and I'm noticing I'm having a hard time sharing my things like that, like because I have to share my bathroom with her, with our guest.
So it's been an adjustment period
Yeah,
for you.
I guess it's hard for me to see someone else using that bathroom aside from my parents. Someone new using it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like you're used to your routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Having your own space, especially a bathroom is so personal, so I can see
Yeah,
why.
bathroom, shower,
weird.
sink.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can see why it's kind of weird to share because you're so used to things being a certain way.
Right.
Emily, I'm wondering, is this the first time that you've had a visitor stay for the share bathroom that you had to share a bathroom in?
Actually, this has been an ongoing problem since as far
Oh.
back as I can remember. I'd say since I was at least 7 or 9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when I remember we had our very first house guest, and I had to share my facilities.
And how that first time that you shared, was it a big shock? Was it hard?
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how hard it would be until they were actually there and waking up, and they would use the shower, and it was just like, oh, that's right, they're using my bathroom, and if I needed to use the bathroom while they were in there, then I'd have to wait, and I'm not used to waiting for that bathroom because it's always available. Either it's me or my mom or my dad, and I know they're quick, but some people are a little slower, is what I'm realizing, and I have to wait. Yeah. Even when I'm not in a hurry per se, but it's just like, when are they going to get out?
Yeah, I was going to say, it can be really frustrating, especially when you're trying to get things done, or you're on a time schedule, or you just really have to use the bathroom,
Yeah.
and you have to wait, and it's someone you don't know, and you can't just tell them, hey, hurry up, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't want to be rude.
You don't want to be rude.
I want to make sure that they get enough time for them, too, as I do for myself.
So that first time that you had a visitor, were they there for an extended period of time?
Oh, yes. They were an exchange student from another country, and so they were here for a whole year, a whole school year. So at least 6 months, learning English, and they lived with us, and my bathroom it's also the guest bathroom, so I had to share. Oh, wow. So that was quite a change. I remember very well, a very big, drastic change.
And that was the first time that you had a house guest for that long?
Yes.
And also that you had to share, okay.
Yes, that was definitely the very first time.
The first exposure to long-term guests.
Oh, yes.
So your house guests now, did you know that they were going to be staying with you?
Yeah, I did. I was forewarned, and actually it's gone a little better now since this first started back when I was 9, but there's still a little feeling I get every time, like even with the thought of having to share those resources that I still get today. It's not as bad as it used to be, but there's still a wish, like, oh, I wish I didn't have to.
I'm kind of curious, when you heard this time now, when you heard that you're going to have a guest, you said that you started to feel something. Can you explain what you...
Kind of like, aw, again, or like, okay, like, I have to get like my mind prepared with knowing in advance that pretty soon I'll have to share my bathroom.
Okay,
once again.
So it was a feeling, some negative feelings came
up.
Yeah,
like I'd rather not. I'd rather not want to, or okay, I just have to be prepared. No shocks, no surprises.
Okay, so you anticipated that the guest was going to be here, but it still brought up some of those old feelings. Mm-hmm. So when you first heard that the guest was coming, how did you manage those feelings?
Well, I just had to remember, like, it's only fair, and I have to be polite about it. I can't give them time frames on how long to use the bathroom, because I'm sure if I were to go to their house, and if it was the other way around, and I was the guest, how would I feel if they told me you have this much time to shower, wash your hair, etc.? I wouldn't like that if I was given time limits. So, and I'm sure they wouldn't do that. So just putting myself in their shoes as much as possible.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah, it's a little hard to still accept the fact that I'll have to share it, but I try to put myself in the guest's shoes.
So with this guest now, did you tell them that there were, did you let them know your schedule? So did you do anything to prepare for, I guess, to reduce any inconveniences that may come up?
No. So fortunately, we haven't had those situations yet. She wakes up early, whereas I usually don't. So she usually showers and does her thing earlier than when I need the bathroom. But it's just hearing the noise of the shower. I'm like, okay, that's right. It's the guest. So I'm wondering, well, who could that be? My parents have their own bathroom. I have to remind myself, it's the guest. I have to remind myself of who it is. But we haven't had situations where we've been wanting to use the bathroom simultaneously.
Okay.
So far it's been okay.
So overall it's been a pretty positive experience
so far. Yeah, but again, just deep down it's kind of like I wish I didn't have to.
Does it bring up some feelings of, I'm just trying to understand a little bit more. Aside from, the annoyance part, does it bring up maybe some feelings of maybe anxiety for you?
Yeah, a little bit actually, wondering how long are they going to be in the shower for? Oh my goodness, they're wasting water. They're not turning off the water when they're rinsing their hair. It's more of kind of a environmental issues and just wondering when are they going to get out. Even when when I don't even need to use the bathroom, I still think about this, and I don't know why. There's no point. If I don't have to use the bathroom, then why should I be wondering how much longer they're going to take? That's something I wish I didn't think, but yet I still do.
So it just happens kind of automatically.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Negative thoughts.
Oh,
Negative thoughts.
So it's never thoughts of, oh, wow, they were really quick, or, oh, wow, they left it really nice and neat today.
Well, unfortunately, this particular guest, she does take a while. She's kind of slow. She just takes her time with things, and that's how she is. So it kind of annoys me that she's like that, but I can't change her. So it's not ever really quick.
When you have to share your space and you start noticing, it's really funny because sometimes you start noticing these little nuances, these little tiny little things, and they just get under your skin and you're like, why? Why do I even care?
Yeah.
It just happens naturally, and I think
it adds stress, unneeded stress.
Yeah.
And again, I kind of working with myself on that because I don't want to have these negative thoughts every day.
Yeah, and it sounds like, you're being very proactive and you're aware of your thoughts and your feelings towards the guests when they are using your bathroom.
Yes.
So it sounds like you're doing your best. So I'm wondering, in the past with other guests, what did you do to manage that kind of anxiety or negative thoughts around sharing the bathroom?
Well, back to what you were asking me earlier, there was a time with the previous guest, mother, daughter, and it was when I was in school, in elementary school. School starts at 8 a.m. until 3, so I would have to be in the bathroom, of course, during the 7 o'clock hour. And these ladies like to get up early, and first thing they want to do is go shower before they eat breakfast, etc. Mm-hmm. So we created a schedule of when I needed the bathroom, and they were flexible. They totally understood.
Oh, wow.
I appreciated that, but I felt kind of as it was my mom's idea to do that because this was when I was 9 years old. I felt like as though my mom wished we didn't have to create a schedule, that it was because I was giving her a hard time I was complaining about the guests using my bathroom when I needed to use it. So I feel like it was whatever, just make a schedule. I don't feel like she was very positive about it. So it does bring back some negative feeling. It worked out, but I kind of feel like she'd rather that didn't have to go that route. if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, it sounds like you were getting frustrated with the situation. It sounds like you were telling your mom about it, and your mom...
She was sensitive because it was her sister and her niece. She's very, very sensitive when it comes to her own family.
Oh, okay.
And they came from another country, so she wanted them to be, treated excellently with no issues. So she was disappointed that we were getting to this, and I think she would have rather hoped that we didn't have to do a whole schedule thing. I mean, it worked out, but I feel like it was not something she was anticipating.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, it sounds like your mom was trying to appease you and also her sister and your cousin?
Yeah, her niece, my cousin.
Her niece,
yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like even though, unfortunately, the schedule wasn't, done in a positive environment because it was done out of frustration, at least it sounds like it did lead to some positive interactions where you weren't getting frustrated anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And they understood. They said, no, we understand. We're here on vacation and you have to go to school. We totally get it. And they were flexible, very flexible about it. And I was glad, but at the same time, it was kind of like, how much longer are they here? When do they leave?
And
also that brought me negative thoughts because I was like, they're here for 3 months. Why am I already thinking about when it's time to take them back to the airport?
Oh.
So that was disappointing for me too. I didn't like that I was thinking that way.
Well,
I was having fun with them, like going out and doing things.
Okay, so you were able to enjoy their time, but you just got a little annoyed sharing your space, and you were 9 years old.
Yeah.
That's totally...
It's very protective.
Yeah, and you're the only child, so it totally makes sense why you would feel like protective over your space, and it is a big adjustment to have your aunt and someone else there who's your age. It's a lot to deal with, so don't beat yourself up for feeling, how you felt back then. Totally normal to feel stressed and frustrated, and it sounds like your mom did the best she could. And
my dad, they both tried to work it out and see, like, well, what could we do instead? They worked together.
So they were, so you guys worked together to figure out a plan.
Yeah, and it was also hard because here we were a household of 3, and then we became a household of 5, which to me was a lot. It was, like, way too many people for me.
Yeah.
So it was quite a change for a while.
Yeah, especially since you're used to things being a certain way. All of a sudden, boom.
It's like, well, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's not like they were there for dinner or a one-night stay. No, it was a long vacation for them.
Because you don't really... I'm imagining not being able to get a break from feeling that stress can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed being out of my house too, because then I didn't have to put up with that. But then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go home. They're gonna be there. Yeah, kind of like, usually everyone's happy to go home after school. And some days I was, but some days I was like, okay, they're gonna be there. No quiet time like I used to. So just
like alone time.
Yeah, there had to be some alterations in my thinking path, but it was hard to change.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it was hard to get my mindset that what I was always used to wasn't going to be that way.
I'm really impressed that at such a young age you were able to work through those thoughts back then.
Well, it took a lot of help. I would talk to my parents a lot to like express my thoughts without trying to hurt their feelings, especially my mom's feelings about her sister and her niece. Like, I didn't want to say bad things about them. So it was hard to put it in a way where it wouldn't be offensive.
Okay.
So that was a little challenging because she was, as I said, she was very sensitive when it comes to her family. So at times I felt like with what I thought wasn't offensive, she would get offended by. Then we would argue, and it was kind of stressful.
It could be. It could be a source of tension.
And then my dad would be in the middle of the 3 of us, and so
Okay, so so that sounds really stressful.
Yeah.
Because not only were you trying to adjust, but you're trying to also, at a really young age, communicate effectively with your parents and get the support that you need. But also, I'm sure at that age, it's really hard to kind of convey to them exactly what you need and want without, them taking it personal because it is family.
Yeah, so it started then, and then we had a similar situation just a few years ago when I was obviously older, and it came back up, and that happened. That was when my dad more got in. He intervened for this. Not so much when I was 9 years old, but more recently.
Oh, just recently, a couple years ago?
Yeah, so that was hard. That was really stressful. That was more stressful, I'd say, than when I was 9 years old.
What made it, if you feel comfortable, what made it stressful?
Just because I think my mom was saying, you're old enough, you should understand and be more welcoming and don't make a scene, or kind of like how I said earlier, don't try to make our guest feel unwelcomed and that we don't want her here, that we're happy to have her. We want her to feel happy and happy to stay with us and not anxious to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
So just things like that, because I felt like my mom and I often misunderstood each other, or my mom wouldn't want to talk to me about this because she was afraid as to what I would say that would disappoint her. And what I was getting at, she would take offensively because she was, as I said, very cautious and careful about anything regarding the family.
So it seems like
she's just always very happy when we have family around, because that hasn't always been the case because of, citizenship and immigration. It hasn't been easy for us to get her folks and family members to come see us. It's been easy for us to go to South America, but for them to come up here has not always been easy.
So it's a really, really big deal when her family from Colombia.
Yeah, when someone can come, it's like, wow, this is great. Yeah, let's we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do blah, 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 because some of them have never been to the U.S.
So this last time, it seems like the thing that was kind of missing was the support from both your mother and your father this time around.
Yeah, I mean, my dad had some support for me, but as I said, he was in the middle, so it was hard. I felt bad that he was in the middle. But, yeah, it wasn't, like, both of their support.
That must have been really difficult.
Yeah, a little bit. It was hard for a few months. But eventually, I don't know how we worked it out, but I think finally my mom and I came to an agreement because it was getting out of hand. And it worked out. And then we didn't really have a problem anymore. Or if we did, we'd talk it out in a more civil way than prior to my dad intervening.
So once your dad intervened, you guys were able to kind of hash things out more.
Yeah, we
calmly. And
I think the three of us met and discussed what was going on, the problems, and what can we do so this doesn't continue and make it like a madhouse living with each other, especially with a guest here who's probably witnessing this or has a feeling like there's something going on with them. And so we just had to work it out amongst the three of us. And it took time, but it did work out.
So the time that you're talking about, the guest was not involved with this process then? Because when you were younger, you mentioned that you guys had the schedule. They were very flexible. They were This time the guest wasn't fully included in the discussion. No. I take it because they were family.
Yeah, and also this was just a few years ago, so we were much older. We felt like we didn't have to have a schedule. We didn't need one because she was taking classes and she had to leave the house early, so it didn't affect my schedule with the bathroom or anything. So there was no like conflicting or fight for the bathroom at the same time. So no, that wasn't a problem. It was I just felt like mostly where my parents were giving her more attention than with me. And I get it, it's a guest in the house. You want to make them feel welcome and offer them more things. I guess jealousy. Some jealousy, that was a big component to why we were arguing.
Well, it sounds like you were trying to voice your needs and your concerns, and it almost seems like you weren't getting exactly what you needed from your parents and also the guests. It sounds like you did try to manage those feelings by talking them out, and it just wasn't maybe going how you anticipated it would.
Yeah, no, and I think it's the jealousy goes back as far back. Also, it's included with this whole problem that I've had, and yeah, I know it wasn't. The guest was unaware of it, or maybe if they had a suspicion, they didn't mention anything.
Oh, okay, so it was
it was, and that was another thing. I was like, well, here we are arguing, and she's in the middle, and she probably has an idea that we're arguing, or maybe she doesn't know. And here we are in the same house, and this drama is happening amongst her hosts. So I felt bad for that.
Did it cause some?
There was tension.
There some tension
amongst my parents and I? Yeah, mostly my mom and I. But I mean, we got to work it out after it got too much out of hand.
And you guys were able to work out. Do you think because of your father being the third person, kind of helping you guys? Talk it out?
Yeah, he was like the mediator, and he spoke to us separately. He was our therapist. So like, he'd be my therapist. He was our therapist. Like, he would talk to my mom separately, discuss what her problems, what she didn't like, and what she would prefer. And then he had time with me, and I expressed what I didn't like and what I preferred. And then we all talked, the three of us, and came up with, well, what needs to change and how does it have to change, and so we're all living here happily and not at each other's throats.
Yeah.
So that worked out, and after that things gradually got a little better, a little calmer, and a much happier environment.
Oh, that's good.
Fortunately.
That sounds like your dad really took the time to
listen
to you. And
my mom was making threats like, I'm going to go live somewhere else. She was ready to go leave.
Wow.
Yeah, she was really upset, really annoyed and bothered. And yeah, and so of course we didn't want that to happen. No, we wanted her there with us.
Oh,
and of course our guest, I'm sure she wanted her there. It's her aunt.
Right.
She would obviously get like, why did she leave us? Then she would wonder what the heck is going on. And that would be embarrassing to have to explain to my cousin, right. I guess, like,
It's so hard when you have a guest and they tend to, and I'm sure your guest was a wonderful person.
No, she's great, yeah.
Sometimes it's almost like when an outside person comes in, it can bring up some, like you were saying, some other issues that maybe it's not all the way about them, but there's something about the situation that brings up old feelings and other issues, and it's hard because your family is trying to work on those issues as a family, but then there's this outside person and you're trying to be cordial and hospitable, but you're still trying to work out all your other stuff without making them feel uncomfortable because they're not really in that dynamic. It's a hard balancing act.
No, so. It is. And that's, I think, why it caused why it was stressful. I think that added to the stress, all these thoughts like, well, what are they thinking here?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on you because, like you were saying before, you didn't tell your guests because you didn't want them to feel bad, but then you felt bad about feeling bad, and then your mother was feeling frustrated because it sounds like both of you guys were having kind of different expectations and were anticipating maybe different outcomes. It just wasn't working out.
Yeah, she was expecting a much different environment, and I was too, honestly. Yeah. But we just were not understanding each other, or nothing seemed to go right for us for a while. But
So it sounds like you knew that guest was going to come, but you were not anticipating all these feelings or problems to also arise from them staying with you.
Yeah, no, we knew she was coming. I honestly have to say that when she came, it was right after a long vacation we took. So I had to like switch gears really fast from vacation mode to, oh, okay, we're having a guest staying with us for like 6 months. So it was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I understood she was going to go to school and school was starting. And so she would be late for first day. But I didn't get time to like prepare myself.
Yeah, because you just got back from vacation. You
were
like,
tired. And,
and then boom, a guest is there. You haven't even.
Yeah, and I had to share a room with my parents for a week, so I was hoping to get some quiet time in my house at least. But I only had one night of that before she came.
So there was no time to just kind of decompress.
Not really.
It was just back from vacation, boom, guest.
Yeah, pretty much. It was very fast.
Yeah.
Turnaround.
Well, it sounds like you were trying to make the best of the situation that you could, and it sounded like it was really difficult.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was nice. The two of us, we would go out. I took her places, but it just seemed like when the four of us were together, my parents, my cousin, and myself, either it went good or went bad. And I don't, not the outings would be fine, but I take that back. It was actually the three of us, my parents and I, like, together. It was either good or bad. And it was good for a while, but then it got increasingly worse and worse. And that's when we needed to have that, like, intervention. Like, this cannot keep going. This has to stop. What can we do to improve this?
Because the stress that
our relationship was going sour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then so now with this new guest, I just want to shift gears. Is it bringing up any of those old feelings again?
Not so much, because the guest now, I like her in a different way than I did the other one. I mean, I love the other guest, but it's just a different kind of love for this new guest. So it doesn't bother me as much. She's more courteous and cordial to what I need.
Okay.
Whereas the other one kind of just took things upon herself to do things. Our guest now would ask me, "Oh, do you need a shower? Do you need this? Do you need that?" And I'll say, "Oh, no, or no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I don't need it right now." Whereas the other guest would just, if she saw the pretty bathroom, she would just go use it without caring if I needed it or anybody. So that kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't right to say you need to ask, but I kind of felt like you should ask first, but that would be wrong to say.
No, I think I'm understanding what you're saying. Like, if you were a guest, there's certain expectations that this guest now, she is courteous. She's all the things that you expect a house guest would be.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, I would love her to stay with us more, actually, because of her attitude and how open she is. She cooking and offering to help out and making sure our needs are being met too.
Okay,
so instead of just hers. Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes so this guest is more courteous.
Yeah, in regards
in general
to like the availability of places in the house. I mean, the other guest, the one where my mom and I were arguing that time, she would cook dinner for us all the time, and she was helpful around the house. Very great cook. But it just, when it came to the bathroom or anything, it was just kind of like she was boss. She didn't care. She just would go use the bathroom and shower whenever she needed to, and especially in the evening or at night or whatever. And every time the new guest needs a bathroom in the morning, she'll just double check with me, like, is it okay if I use it? Even when I'm like half asleep. But she doesn't know I'm half asleep. But it's just so nice. I appreciate that she asks.
So it's a complete, like, 180 then.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're two very different people.
So do you feel like right now you feel like you're being respected?
Yes.
In your household?
Yeah, I love it. I'm like, oh, this is only all guests were like this. So nice. It's like, can you trade everyone else? This is great.
So then the things that bother you with this guest, would you say, like,
just the fact that I have to share.
Yeah, the little things.
Yeah, just the little childish things. The whole sharing thing.
So in comparison to before, do you feel like with the little things you can manage them? Like the annoyances, like taking a long shower or...
Yeah, that's gotten a little bit better. In the beginning, back when I was much younger, oh gosh, that was like, are they done yet? I've got all this anxiety and just bothered. And then my parents would say, well, just go take a bath in our bathroom. But all my stuff is in that bathroom. And
so you would have to kind of readjust.
I'd have to wait. Yeah, I had to readjust. It said, you can use our soaps and stuff. Like, no, I need to use my... very picky on what soaps I wanted. I'm sure everyone else is like that too. But just those little things too about waiting for the exact things.
Like toothpaste and
stuff like
that.
Lotion or anything.
So it seems now you're more flexible, and I'm wondering, is that because the last experience was such a difficult change?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely grew up from that previous experience, and I try to just put myself in perspective more and in other people's shoes more, and just try to feel like, well, how would I be comfortable if my host family was doing that? How would I feel like? Would I be happy, or kind of like, should I leave? Should I stay?
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is a guest in our house wanting to leave, and we find out they ran away. That would be the last thing I want to hear. So I just try to put myself in their shoes now and just be more considerate. I'm trying to be more considerate.
Oh, wow.
As much as possible.
No, it sounds very mature. It sounds like the last situation was quite difficult, but it sounds like you learned a lot, and you're applying what you learned back then to this new guest now.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to. Mm-hmm.
It sounds
and for
like
future ones that come, because I know it's going to be happening again in the future, I'm sure.
Oh, more guests?
Yeah, more people coming to stay with us for long periods of time.
So with this new guest, do you feel comfortable talking to her directly? If there's like, hey, I noticed, something was out of order in the bathroom, or like, I kind of, like, let's say she or they, I take a shower in the morning and you want to take a shower in the morning too, would you feel comfortable just telling them directly?
Yeah, I'll be like, maybe probably the night before, so it's not like a big ruckus in the morning, like, oh, hey, what's your schedule tomorrow morning?
Okay.
And then I'll say why I'm asking and see if we can make an arrangement. Sometimes this guest will offer to go use my parents' bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Which is something the previous guest never offered to do.
Okay.
So this one just says, oh, I'll see if I can use her parents' bathroom instead. So she's very willing for that and open for that. And I don't even say, can you just go ask them? She'll just go ahead and offer.
Okay, so she wants
she'll
offer solutions to potential,
so we can all get our needs met.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. So her being more open and courteous, does that also help you in being more courteous towards her and meeting her needs or wants?
Yeah, that, and just being more grateful and thankful too, and appreciate that she's trying to work it out. And I'm trying to work it out too. That's why I'm asking, well, what's your schedule like in the morning? So it's not like, not that like we wake up at the same time and here she is walking over to the bathroom and I tell her, oh no, you can't use it right now.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be nice. So
you're treating her how you want to be treated back.
Yeah, and trying to be hospitable to the guests. Trying to help them feel welcome so we can all get our needs met and just live happily.
That sounds great.
Yes.
It sounds like there's been...
comfortably, too.
Yeah, a lot of progress. So,
because when I've gone to their house, they've always... Yeah, so they've always treated me like I've been, like a saint, or, like, perfect. There's so many people living in one house, one roof, and there's only 2 bathrooms. So it's like 10 people with 2 bathrooms. So they're used to this. So and despite that, when my parents and I go, there's 10 of us living there with 2 bathrooms. So I'm very grateful, and I try to remember that when I go there, they make all the accommodations they can
wow.
with no schedule,
right.
rigid treatment, no strict, nothing like that.
And do you think, and the reason why I'm asking, because I know your mother's from Colombia, do you think that that's more of a cultural thing, or do you think it's just because they've gotten used to sharing?
Both. I think it's both. Quarters. Yeah, cultural, because Latinos are very hospitable and willing to share, and but also because of the fact that there's all these people living under the same roof that they have to accommodate everybody. I think it's both the daily schedule and ritual along with their own heritage.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just trying to understand
a
little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So they make you feel, so when you go visit, because you're the guest, your needs, your priorities get met first.
Yeah, I've never had an experience where I felt like, that's not fair, or like, that's not what I want, or blah, blah. I've always felt welcomed and with no apprehension or uncertainty of what not I can do.
So it seems like going to visit your family in Colombia has also kind of helped you, shape this perspective.
Yeah.
In terms of sharing space.
Yeah, and as I've gotten older, I've kind of put that more into thought too.
Yeah,
realizing it. Yeah.
Sounds like you've learned a lot and you've come a long way since.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would say I have. Because I think when I was first 9 years old, I was kind of like fussy. Just like, nope, you can't use that. No, you can't touch this. You can't touch that. Because I wasn't exposed to all this sharingness in the past. But through life with sleepovers or so forth, I've been more open. I've become more open.
And it sounds like overall, your parents have been quite supportive when they can be.
Yeah, and they understand. Like we understand you are an only child and you've never had to share your things like that in the past. So as you said, it's just seeing the changes. I'm not always easy to adapt to changes. So, and they've mentioned that in the past, kind of like a reminder that it's always been hard for me with changes.
Okay, so they understand that in general, changes are a little
more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so they understand, they help, and they have been supportive in that process.
See what we can do.
That's great.
Yeah.
So your parents, you feel like they are people you can turn to in case with this new guest something comes up?
Yeah. If I can't seem to work it out, first I try to work it out with the guest first. And if that doesn't seem to go right, or there's still some difficulty or confusion, then I'll ask my parents, well, what do you suggest? Or what can we do? What are the options?
Yeah. That's good. It sounds like you're open to finding solutions, that you're not gonna... It sounds like because the last experience was because of what you went through, you don't want to feel those same... that tension.
And I don't want to ever have to be that in that relationship with my mom. I don't want to ever have that bad blood again. I hated that, and she hated it too.
Yeah, because it sounds like you were feeling really not so good about yourself, just in what you were saying to me earlier, that you're feeling bad for your feelings because of how your mother was receiving what you were trying to tell.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love my mom, and it was hard for me to realize, wow, are we really arguing every single day?
Yeah.
Over the same thing, or when new things come up around the same topic. It was like every day. Was
that the first time that you didn't feel supported by your mother?
No. I would say that since I was 9, whenever we first started having guests, I felt that she was gearing her attention away from me, but towards the guest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and one time I brought it up to her, and she said, "You're right. I'm sorry. I have been neglecting you. I do apologize." She admitted. She confessed. But I know she just wants him to feel comfortable. But I know that we had many discussions on this too, which is another reason why we were arguing so much. And she was trying to say, "No, I'm not trying to just stop caring about you." No, I don't doubt that. anymore. Yeah.
But in the moment, sometimes it can feel like that, even though you know.
Yeah, if I'm mad about something, then I start to think like, oh, here she is again, trying to steer her attention away.
Yeah, because you feel, especially in a situation like that, when you're trying to communicate and let someone know how you feel and what you need, and they're just not, it doesn't seem like it's really, they're hearing you out, it's hard not to take that personal and be hurt by that.
Yeah, because I feel stuck, like, well, who else can hear me out? And I'm trying to, that's why my dad was the mediator here.
Yeah.
Because we've heard both of our sides.
He sounds like a really great guy.
Yeah, no,
he was able to do that for you.
He was great. I'm sure it was pretty hard for him to live with us.
Right.
During that time period.
No, I didn't mean, I wasn't saying right in terms of like, oh yeah, it was hard. I meant like, it must have been hard for your father to be, you know, trying to hear both sides of the story.
Oh yeah, no, I understood.
To, you know, be supportive of everyone.
Yeah, I understand what you meant. But,
okay.
No, I felt bad for him too. I felt like, oh, I can't believe he's having to witness all of this and be like, oh my goodness, what do we do? I have a wife who's threatening to just move out for a while.
Oh, wow.
And here my daughter is fighting with her mom over her cousin. And yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, but I'm sure it was like, what do we do? Something has to stop. Which is why they had that intervention with the three of us had an intervention.
And then after that initial intervention, were there more talks or discussions, or you felt comfortable enough to talk to your mother?
Yeah, after that, I believe we came to a consensus and we were able to talk more easily to each other without just raising our voices and slamming the door on each other, and it was easier, more calm discussions.
And you were able. I'm just trying to understand what the big change was. And was that because you felt like your mother finally listened to you through that intervention that you had with your father?
Yeah, I believe so. And how we got to share all of our thoughts without yelling. We were calm and not upset. And we heard each other out. And then we were discussing, well, what has to change so that we don't go crazy here. And we just said, okay, well, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on that. And if I feel this, then I'll do that. So plans. We were planning.
Plans, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and it worked.
And did that give you a sense of what's the word?
Like relief?
Yeah, a sense of relief. Like I can, like, hey, you know what? This is hard right now. If I have a plan, I think I can handle this and move, like, get through this.
Yeah. I was happy after we had that. I was like, I felt like we had a breakthrough, and it was something we all knew we had to work on, and it was like, it felt like a new day. So I'm glad we did that. It wasn't like I was cautious to enter the kitchen with my mom there, like, oh, should I say hi to her? Is she going to be explosive? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more sane, and I felt more comfortable to happily walk into my own kitchen without being nervous to be in the same room as her.
Yeah, because of the
tension.
Walking on eggshells, you don't want someone to get upset. It's a really hard position to in. It sounds like that, but the planning really did a lot for you. It was
yeah, it did, and I think it did a lot for her too, because she didn't want to argue with me. And nobody. She didn't want to argue.
Right.
But it always felt like she did, because it was always just, I felt like she was just barking at me all the time, but then she said, I don't want to argue with you. I just feel like we need to work it out.
Yeah, or else it just gets stuck in a vicious cycle of just constant, like, blaming, not listening, and just explosiveness. So I'm glad you guys were able to get out of that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm glad that we were able to move on, put it past us, and we were able to work on what we said we would work on and live in a peaceful environment.
And so after that, you were feeling pretty good about the better about the situation.
Yeah, as time went by, I mean, I knew it was going to take some time, but it was calm and it was great. I was happy to be there. My mom, obviously, she never left, like she was threatening to, and So that was good that she stayed where she should be at her house.
Ideally, yeah, of course.
Yes. That there wasn't like any separation like that. So
yeah, sounds like you guys were able to find a win-win situation
for
everyone. Everyone got their needs met.
I was concerned that we wouldn't find that where everybody had their needs met or their interests met or anything like that, but we were able to.
And it sounds like you definitely put in the work and effort because it does take effort.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, this has to change. I wanted it to change. Everybody did. And so we all wanted the same thing, which was great. So we knew what to work for.
Because
personally.
It sounds like you were fed up with the way things were and you knew something had changed, but you weren't quite sure until you guys came up with a collaborative plan the three of you.
Exactly.
Well, Emily, that sounds like such an amazing thing to be part of. To have that with your parents, that's really it's amazing that you guys were able to sit down and work through it. A lot of, not everyone can do that. So I think that definitely says a lot about you and your parents, just how supportive and willing everyone is to find solutions.
Yeah, like where we can just kind of make ends meet and work on getting better with our relationship. I was glad about that too.
That's amazing.
And I'm not thankful it had to take all these arguments to get to that point, but I'm glad we were able to come with solutions, like you said.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm really impressed by how you guys were able to deal with it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, Emily, the session it's
close
to the
okay.
end, but I'm really glad you came to see me again.
Yeah, thanks.
Now that I know, that you like having a plan, maybe next session we can discuss a plan in case we can come up with a plan to deal with any anxiety or stress that may come up with this new guest.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Because just because it's going so well doesn't mean it may always stay that way. So just kind of actions in case it goes sour.
So it doesn't feel... So hopefully you can feel, prepared going in like, okay, like, this has happened. It didn't go according to plan, but you know what? I have some other, possibilities or options. It doesn't have to be, we end up in an argument or
because arguing doesn't usually fix things. It doesn't fix things. So.
It just usually makes someone feel really hurt. And
or someone or worse does not help.
And it sounds like you want to enjoy your guests while
they're
here.
I do. And want her to feel happy and comfortable and anxious to come back.
Aw, those are great goals that we can work on.
Yeah.
So how about next session we can figure out a plan to get those goals?
Yeah, maybe I'll begin to think of some things and then we can talk about it more fully next time.
Sounds great. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Emily.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. That was so good, Emily.